Hello. I don't know who I'm talking to, but this is my journal and my art journal, and this is for June. So June has finished, we're now into July, and as usual I'm a bit late, but I will get better at this. I have like my, what do you say, like my list of things to talk about. So the weather is about 30 degrees in Japan, and the humidity, at least on my smartphone, it says about 90%, which just seems crazy, and it's really, really unpleasant. So when I put my arm on the table and lift it up, there's a sticky feeling. It really is unpleasant. And maybe a few days ago I had to start putting on the air conditioner in my room, which you can't see. I put it on to about 27 degrees, and that's just right, because before then what was happening was that I was getting up in the morning and feeling really hot, like a baked potato with no energy, and it's a bit stressful because you feel like you can't do anything. And then after a couple of hours I feel more like normal and I can do stuff. But yeah, that was hard. So what else? Okay, I'm giving away this painting for 1 month, or else I throw it away. You can't even see it. Oh, look at this. one of the problems with this virtual background is you can't see this painting. So anyway, maybe now you can see it a bit, right? So that's kind of interesting, right? So basically I'm going to throw this away, but if anybody wants it, then I'm selling it for like a very cheap price, like $30. But after 1 month I will throw away. But if you want it, then just go to my website and contact me. So there'll be a link below. Okay, so I went on a few painting trips. So this video will all be done in one go, hopefully. So there'll be lots of mistakes, but it will at least be live. And I'm just not going to do editing for this. It's too much work. But anyway, I went on some wonderful painting trips. I went to a place called, what's it called? Come on, Gareth. Inukai, maybe Inukai. And I did some nice paintings. I was really happy with that. And I also went to another place called Ono, and I did some, I'm not sure I did any really good paintings from that trip, but at least I went, so kudos for that, right? And I tried. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I got good at navigating, because there was a place I wanted to find that I'd seen from the highway, and I didn't know how to get there, and eventually I found it. I had to go along a lot of small roads, and I had to go through a very narrow tunnel and up some really narrow roads, and I'm making the video about that at the moment, so you might enjoy that. And I did eventually find the place, and sadly it wasn't that great when I saw the actual place. But then I saw some bulls and had a go at painting bulls, and you'll see the paintings later. And after that, coming home, I saw this really beautiful scene, and I did a sketch, and that wasn't too bad. But it was quite not like an amazing scene. It was just a winding road and a mountain and some hills and a tree. Quite ordinary, but I thought it was quite good. But you will see. And the exciting thing is, I'm planning my summer painting trip. So in about 2 weeks, I have a 3-week holiday. Yeah! It will be super hot, maybe 35, 36 degrees. But I will do my best. And I'm going to another island. So I live on the island of Kyushu, very big island, and I'm going to an island next to Kyushu, and it's called Shikoku. And in Shikoku, there is a prefecture called Ehime. And I originally wanted to go there to see a river, a beautiful river called Shimanto. But I went on Google Maps and I started looking around, and then I saw this really long peninsula. And at the end of this peninsula, you have this lighthouse. And it looks very beautiful. And look, you've got some islands up here, and you've got like a ship. So I'm going to go there. And this is on like the western side of Ehime. Whereas the river, I was going to go to the river as well, but it's on like the eastern side. And sometimes I try to push it, you know, and do everything. And I'm having to learn not to do that. And so what I'm going to do is begin on this really, really long peninsula, where at the end you've got this lighthouse, and then I'm going to slowly work my way down in a very relaxed way and just enjoy the coastline and paint lots of beautiful scenes. So I've got to find a nice hotel to stay at. I've been looking at that. I saw this amazing place, absolutely amazing, and the price looked really cheap. It looked really cheap, like $50 a night. I'm sure that's wrong. I'm sure that's wrong. Yeah, that's so cheap, and it looked amazing, like too good to be true. So I probably got that wrong. But anyway, it's something that I'm planning for and I'm really excited about, and I will do videos of that so you can see the place and enjoy the atmosphere. Yeah. So what else? So yeah, this place is called not Sadam Sadamisaki Lighthouse. So I'm really excited about that. Hopefully I'll get some good weather, but you don't know. You never know. I might get one good day, but I'll plan maybe for 4, 5, maybe even 6 days, and we'll see. Okay, so I changed my room. I've got a smaller room now, and it's smaller, but not that small, and it's also quieter. So we live next to a busy road. It's super noisy. It's really hard, and this room is like on the other side of the house, so it's a bit quieter. So I'm really grateful about that, and peaceful. So what else? I'm doing an experiment. So normally I use these this is the problem. Oh, you can see it. I use this rag. Yeah, I use this rag when I do painting, and it seems a bit wasteful to me. So from now on I'm going to use a sponge, and what I do after using it is just wash it, and I can reuse it. So I've been doing that, and it seems to be working, but I'll let you know how I get on with that if I remember. So also I lost my hat, my Indiana Jones hat. No, not that cool. And so I was really sad about that, because I've had that hat for maybe 2-3 years. I love that hat. But anyway, I bought a new hat on Amazon. Amazon is so dangerous for buying things, because it looks okay in the photos, and then when you buy the thing, it looks so stupid. So anyway, this is what I look like. First I'll put on the sunglasses. These are from my mum. Yeah, these are from my mum. And then this is the hat. Look, I'll give you a hint. I look a bit like Audrey Hepburn. Okay, well, not beautiful. Look at that. Is that stupid or what? Yeah. So, but I don't mind, because I'm 50 years old, so I don't have to be cool anymore. Not that I ever was, but you know, we have our illusions. And also, I really enjoy having a good laugh. And I think this is having a good laugh. You know, My Fair Lady, going to Ascot, Audrey Hepburn, I don't know. But this looks ridiculous. Okay, but there you go. So I got a new hat, and it works, but people will laugh at me. I don't care. Laughing is good for you, you know? Laughing is good. Okay, what else? I got myself a book, yeah? So this is by one of my favorite authors called Jack Vance. So when I was young, very young, like in my 20s, I basically lived like a monk. I just lived in this room by myself, and I didn't drink alcohol, I didn't do drugs. I basically just lived this hermit life, and I had to go to the laundrette once a week, and it was one of the most depressing things. But luckily in my library they had this sci-fi book by this author called Jack Vance, and I just loved his books. They're like romantic science fiction, and you always have this very, very capable male character, which I wasn't. I wish I was, but you know, that's life, you know. And so I could live that alter ego, I suppose. And you know, this guy would just get on his space yacht and travel into space and go to different planets and have fun and go to these alien worlds, and it was fun. So anyway, I read this book, and it was like what do you call it, nostalgic. Nostalgic, and I really enjoyed it. And I might get book 2 for my painting trip, because sometimes it gets a bit lonely. You know, that's life. And also I've been reading my book about Vincent van Gogh. Very, very interesting. So, you know, you get people like Seth Godin, and they say if you just paint what you want to paint, then you're a hobbyist. Well, guess what, Seth? Vincent van Gogh was a hobbyist. He was a hobbyist. And he sold only one painting. That's not actually true. I mean, he got commissioned, I think, and he sold one of his paintings early on, and when he was just beginning apprenticeship, and he made a bit of money from it, and then it all got ended, because Vincent's life is a tragedy. For several reasons. One reason is he's got mental problems. He's just got a mental problem. He was going to a good boarding school. He was doing well. He's smart. He comes from a smart family, his uncle was a very successful art dealer, had a huge company. And anyway, Vincent at boarding school, he did well in the first year, and then in the second year with a new principal who was a bit strict maybe. Anyway, Vincent had maybe a mental breakdown, had to come home. So Vincent, he had a mental problem. And anyway, the part I'm reading about at the moment is where he's fallen in love with basically a woman who's a prostitute. She's lazy, she just sits in the house smoking a cigar, and Vincent's trying to turn her into this you know, like wonderful housewife, and she's got a kid by another guy, and Vincent just adores this child. And you know, Vincent is just basically it's like watching a car crash in slow motion. His life is basically a car crash in slow motion, you know. I sometimes thought maybe I'm Vincent van Gogh reincarnated, but I'm not, because my life is a lot nicer than Vincent van Gogh, and I do not envy him at all. You know, it's so sad. It's so sad. I guess sometimes I think I'm a bit like Vincent van Gogh because I'm so intense. Once a girl said that to me, and it really gave me, like, what do you call it? One of those psychological things, not like a neurosis. It gave me a bit of a neurosis, but luckily I realized that psychology is a lot of crap. And basically I realized the last thing you want to do in life is care about what people say about you, and the last thing you want to do is think about your past. Get with the present, you know. The past and the future, not a place you want to be. The present is a good place. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. I can talk about that forever. But you know, it's really interesting to read about Vincent van Gogh. Gauguin, it's more interesting to read about Gauguin because he was basically more of a fighter, and he was more with it. And he basically, yeah, he did have his hang-ups, he did have his worries, but he just got on with life, you know, and had the girlfriends and went off onto a tropical island. And I kind of admire that. But I love Vincent as well, and he did some beautiful paintings. But you can't judge these people because you don't know their mental condition. And also the period they lived in was so difficult. Like, I am nothing compared to these people, but I live in a period where you can be like a failure and have a nice life, at least if you come from the Western world. And that's sort of my story. I'm not that bad, but basically we live, I mean, people talk about all these things, you know. I don't want to go into it. It's not worth it, and I don't give a toss, to be honest. Republic, Democrat, I don't care. I'm not either, to be honest. And both have got their delusions, and both have nice people on either side. I'm all like, let's try and get on with one another and enjoy life, because, you know, we're not here for long. Let's enjoy it. But not hedonistically. I think that's not the way to go, but let's enjoy life and make life happy for everyone, you know, smile, be nice, but don't be dumb. You know, there are nasty people out there, avoid them, but smile at everyone and say hi, you know, but you don't have to be stupid. Vincent, yeah, anyway, let's forget about Vincent now. But I love you, Vincent. I love you, but not in a homosexual way. But, you know, because you can be a guy and love guys, you know, but platonically. I got so tired of literature because they couldn't understand that men love men, but platonically. And they just thought, no. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. It's all rubbish. But anyway, where was I? So I lost my thread. But anyway, yeah, let's, you know, like the period we live in now is just absolutely amazing. You know, there's so much available out there, but you've got to have the right mindset. You know, you've got to have the right mindset. Anyway, moving on. So, yeah, I've got a little garden outside. It's tiny, but this is my second season of growing. And look at this. This is a tomato. This is a tomato from my garden. I can't believe that. I can't believe I made that. Well, I didn't really make it. I've got good soil. And look, eggplant. I've got several. I've been eating them. I'm so proud of that. It's so amazing. What you learn from gardening is that fruits and vegetables come from poo. They come from poop. This came from cow poo. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Alchemy, you know, like making gold, is it, from lead? Who cares about making gold from lead? That's just a metal. But if you can make food from poo, that's 100 times better, right? I can eat this. I can live from this. Not for long, but anyway, there you go. So what else? So garden, and I'll show you my paintings now, right? Because I've talked too long. So I'm trying to organize my stuff. Okay, let's get rid of this virtual background, and you can see my room, because my room is really not very inspiring. Look at that. Look at that. Not inspiring, right? We're still recording. Anyway, these are my paintings, yeah? So look at that. I'm quite happy with that. Maybe I did that last month. This is why I need to get more organized. Yeah. So anyway, then I went to this place called Inukai. I went a few times and I did this painting. I love this painting, especially, oh my goodness, I've got a new camera and it does funny things. I love the splatter effect. I love the splatter effect. I think that's really beautiful. I'm so happy with that. If you want to buy any of these paintings, by the way, please contact me. I've got too many paintings and I will eventually start throwing them away, you know. Okay, so, and I also did this. I love this. The delicacy is wonderful. The delicacy is wonderful. I'm really not sure what the sound is like on this video, but you will tell me. You can tell me. And then I did another one. I love that. It's so simple, right? It's so simple. It's pathetically simple, but it's beautiful. I'm so happy with that. I don't want to show you this, but I went on, this was the failed painting trip, Oh, that comes later. Okay, I'll show you that later. And here's one more. You know, I do things several times. You know, I'm trying to capture the feel of the place, because the important thing for me is the atmosphere and what I feel. And in that respect, I'm very much like Vincent. But also I like to experiment and go a bit crazy. That's still very timid, but I'm very happy with that. And then this one, this is not in order, but anyway, I just did this. This was impromptu, and I'm really happy with that. That's a bridge near where I live, and I just, you know, I'm trying to capture that scene. We've got mountains behind the city, and we get this beautiful light in Japan. It's actually really bad for me. That's why I wear that stupid hat. But you know, this lovely dusky scene and the orange mountain. It's not quite there, but you reach a point where you think, oh, I did something. It's like you get to a good plateau where you think it wasn't the vision realized, but it was really good. It's something really good. Does that make sense? I don't know. Anyway, on this failed painting trip, I did this. That I want to swear, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. I was a bit afraid of these balls actually, but I'm glad that I tried. That will get thrown away. Well, recycled, because the other side is white. I had another go. Not really that good. And then my final go, still not very good, but getting there. I'm sure I did a better one, but I'm not organized and I lost it. But that's not bad. I might keep that one for now. And then in the distance, you could see this, and I didn't finish it off, but you could see this. And it needed finishing off, this painting, but I didn't do that. But I'm quite happy with that. Then I did this stupid painting. I got into rice fields, and I'm throwing that one away. Not happy with that one. And then I saw these beautiful houses and did this. This was a sketch on the spot. These are all sketches on the spot. No. The first one of the bulls was a sketch on the spot. This one is a sketch on the spot. I'm not happy with that. Yeah, that gets thrown away. Okay, and then at the end, this was the scene I saw that I told you about, just a road, some mountains and tree, and I quite like that. I'll keep that. It's not brilliant, but I'll have another go at that. And then, for some reason, I had this photograph of a scene that I really liked, a countryside road, and I just did lots of paintings of it. Lots. So I quite like them. I think they're quite nice. And then I did some big ones. So here we go. It all gets a bit confusing, right? When it's small and big, you know, trying to organize stuff. That's not very good. That gets recycled. This one, that's okay. Yeah, I quite like it. I love the glowing sky. And another one. Yeah. And another one. I'm getting to the end. This will get better. And then I saw this amazing sky outside my house, just outside the house, opposite the house. And I just saw this cloud shooting up into the sky, and it looked so beautiful. And I thought, okay, let's paint that. And that's what I did. I think that's great. So if you are a watercolor artist, if you are a painter, and sometimes you get really disappointed by your work, please keep going, because I get that too. You've seen my painting of the bulls, right? That really got me down, and some of these other paintings got me down, and it really does get to a point where you think I should just quit, because you know the feeling of disappointment, of almost like despair, like after 20 years I'm still, well, this is good, but I'm still not, I still do really cack paintings. It's really painful feeling, and sometimes hard to move on from that feeling. That's why you need to be able to laugh and not care too much. Tomorrow we die, just enjoy painting today. And then what happens is you produce something really nice. I added touches of white mixed with watercolor, and that really helped. And this was a previous one of the same scene, and I really liked that. And then I did a bigger version. That's not so good. Sometimes when you go big, it doesn't work. So that one, recycled. So it's really good showing these paintings to you, because I kind of work things out for myself. And then this is the new one that I'm working on. So this was very hard. I've got actually an image of this that I will end with, but this is the small size, and I quite like this scene. So basically, I was coming home one day a few years ago, and I had these wet rice fields and this beautiful sky, warm sky, blue clouds, and this wonderful mountain range that you can't see very well here. I'll show you in a minute. And then sadly, you had this shed here that looked really ugly and not very beautiful, on like a big concrete platform that wasn't very beautiful. But anyway, I found that I could turn that into something fairly nice. And I'll show you the original now, which is so much better. And then we'll end. But there you go. Let's see. Here we go. I haven't got it. Sorry about that, guys. That's really disappointing, right? Sadly, I haven't got it, but very, very beautiful scene. So yeah, but I'm doing a bigger version of that now, which is over here. So here you go. This is going to be the bigger version. So I'm having a go at painting skies. That's good practice for painting skies. And I might turn that into a watercolor lesson. And that's about everything. So the final things are, part of doing this journal is to organize my work, because I have been so messy, and I'm having to buy big plastic files to put my work in, to do more labeling. And I have to, if I do a fairly good painting, I just have to put it on Instagram so I can keep a record of what I've done and when and where and stuff like that. And also, because I've got so much work now, I'm going to have to start painting less. Well, maybe spend time painting, but produce fewer paintings. So I think that means do more experimenting and be more critical and have fewer subjects in each month. So instead of doing like 7 or 8 different things, scenes, maybe just 4. And I realized that doing 10 pieces is enough, because that will be like 120 paintings in a year, which is actually too much. And to do even less, like 7 or even 6, would be better. So I don't know how I'm going to manage that, but that's something I've got to learn to do. And so I'll tell you how I get on with that next month. And next month's going to be very exciting, because that's going to involve me on my painting trip. Yeah. And the last thing is just a bit of news, which is the ex-Prime Minister, Abe, got shot, and he's probably going to die. So actually, I was very sad when I heard about that. Really, really sad. Not because I'm an amazing fan, but just I thought that's sad that somebody went and just shot him. But anyway, just yeah, I don't know why I mentioned that, but just talk about the times I live in. But anyway, that's all. I'll be back next month and talking about my painting trip. So that's the end of this journal for today. I did it all in one go, and that's how it's going to be. Bye for now, and if you're an artist, happy painting. And I hope you found this inspiring. Bye.